Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
No, you're 120% dick face.
Everybody that age, they're sperminator.
Yeah.
We don't care about anything else. We're walking hard on looking for a hole.
That's. I have to say you're right on that one. Oh, my God.
A stiff breeze comes through the room, and you return the favor.
Got her in. Oh. Somewhere on the outside of this building, there is a hole where squirrels come in.
Better than a hole where dicks come in.
Yeah, better than that.
Going down the stairs to wash the laundry. What the hell? Shh. Pizza. Stop! Stop it now! I order you to stop! I'm still touching myself.
Yeah!
All young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
I think washing they pussy in the sink is my favorite part. The Vietnamese trade in dongs. Figuratively and literally, I'm sure.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
I did decide to look it up. 500,000 dongs is a good night for Pop's ex.
Like most women, he's an emotional thinker.
Good God.
I mean, that's part of the problem we're having now in our society is we have a bunch of emotional thinkers that want the world to, to fall in line with their emotions. That's not... look, reality doesn't give a shit about emotions.
It's my lived truth. Fuck your lived truth.
No, it's not. It's your perspective.
Kiss my ass.
Literally like, hey, Sergeant Pop, you got to turn your bear suit. I'm like, over my dead body. No. Just give me a statement of charges. Yeah. You're never getting this back. Yeah. You can suck it.
I'm going to wear this with my Russian coat.
you will bury me in this. Hey! Why you got to fucking be like that, man?
Because I'm an asshole, and I learned from the best. I'm sitting across from him, and I'm pointing at you with all four fingers.
All right, first of all, the Russian jacket is World War II surplus.
I'll send you a picture of it, Sarge.
Yeah, okay.
I got you standing wearing it with holding two giant buckets like you just collected all the chum from behind the dump dumpster at the bar and you're going to go home and make ice cream out of it.
What's up, savages? Terrence Pop here with another episode that actually is live from the lair. And today we're going to be going over a hodgepodge of stuff because, let's be honest, the powers that be have spent the past 30 to 50 years setting up what we have going on right now. And it's so long, I had to write it down. All right, we have a corrupt government from the top down, bottom up, to include the governors, the president, the prosecutors, the judges, and I dare say some of the police. They've destroyed the family. They've destroyed education. There are whole school systems out there that have single-digit graduates that can read and write at a high school level. That is a thing. Let's see. Growth of liberals, which I refer to as useful idiots, because that's exactly what they are. We have a multi-tier justice system that's attacking a former president as we speak. We've had a whole bunch of food plants go up in smoke. They're going after small farms and food production in the name of environmental protection. We've had the COVID pandemic bullshit, the vax mandates, stolen elections, I said it, media, which equals propaganda, China-Taiwan situation, Ukraine-Russia situation, invasion of immigrants, and inflation, and the destruction of our economy. Wow! And guess what? All of that is in jeopardy if Trump actually gets elected to the president. So you are going to see shit ramping up from here until, dare I say, I would probably say even after the election, if he wins, it could turn into a dynamic situation no matter what. Who knows? But let's just be honest. We are going to live in interesting times. I am planning to get out of the way because I am old, but I am going to tell you the deal, give you the predictions, give you the information so you can make decisions and take action to protect you and yours. Blake's not here tonight. We got Battle Dwarf on station and Evil Shaggy. All right, let's get this going.
What was that, Shaggy?
Said, what's going on, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
What's going on? Before we get started, I was on my lovely 1 hour drive to work this morning down I-75 and just north of Troy, which is an upscale neighborhood where the sports ballers live and shop and wives take expensive brunches. On 75, there were probably a dozen police vehicles, officers with weapons drawn, and a crowd of about 20 illegals. It looks like they had tried to run from the police or something along the freeway. So this was right here in an upscale neighborhood, and they were clearly illegals. I know what I'm looking at.
Well, let's just call it what it is. It's a yuppie farm.
Troy
Yes.
is a yuppie farm.
It's a yuppie farm.
The fact that illegals were being chased by those police through the yuppie farm is significant. That means they're everywhere now.
Yep.
It's not just the inner cities. It's not just some of the areas where they were concentrating at in Texas or Illinois, or that they're everywhere now. This was a large number of them, and it looked like they tried to run from the cops, which means they're starting to get some balls.
Yep.
On top of that fun stuff, we're going to start with a little educational video from our good friend, Dr. Vivek Murthy, who is the Surgeon General for the United States, despite the fact that he has like a 45 IQ.
Now,
and
maybe the sound won't come through. So let's
see.
Let's see if people can hear it.
Let's see if people can hear this.
Hello, I'm U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy. Today, for the first time in the history of our office, I am issuing a Surgeon General's advisory on firearm violence. It outlines the urgent threat firearm violence poses to the health and well-being of our country. As a doctor, I've seen the consequences of firearm violence up close in the lives of the patients I've cared for over the years.
Wait, first of all, no, you haven't. You're a shitbird administrator. You've never done any of that crap. That uniform that you're wearing right there is an honorific. You've never done a day of service in your life, and you've probably never seen a single gunshot victim in your entire life. Carry on, faggot.
These are moms and dads, sons and daughters, all of whom were robbed of their physical and mental health by senseless acts of violence. Unfortunately, the problem has continued to grow. 54% of adults in America report that they or a family member have experienced a firearm-related incident.
Yeah, okay.
Whether they've been personally threatened with or injured by a firearm, lost a family member, witnessed a shooting, or shot a firearm in self-defense. Many of these harms are disproportionately felt in our communities. Black individuals endure the highest rates of firearm homicide.
Because they shoot each other a lot.
Are highest among veterans, older white individuals, and younger American Indian and Alaska Native people. What is especially devastating is how this has affected our children. Firearm violence has become the #1 cause of death among
False.
children and adolescents,
Absolutely false.
more than car accidents or drug overdoses. I've sat with parents who've lost
should
a
probably
child to
dig into
firearm
this.
violence.
No, you haven't.
I've listened to their stories and felt their pain as they describe the holes in their hearts.
No, you haven't.
As a father, I know a parent's worst nightmare is to lose a child,
And go
to
without
feel like
Freddy.
you can't protect your child from harm.
Can you just pause?
Beyond these precious lives that are lost to firearm violence,
All right. This is propaganda.
No!
Let's be honest. If you saw where that number line started, if you roll that back to like 1940, there was no gun violence back in the day. It was very, very minuscule.
There wasn't the
Mainly,
concept of gun violence.
but the thing is,
It was just violence.
we are getting this gun violence because they've destroyed the fucking family.
Yes.
We have a rash of single mothers who I call felony factories
Yes.
because they drop their crotch fruit. They can't raise it properly.
Yes.
By the time, if it's a boy, by the time it's 13, they don't know how to turn it from a child to a man. It grows up on its own, doing all kinds of crazy shit, to include getting in gangs, selling drugs, having
Random
gun
killings
violence.
at parties
Yeah,
over chicks.
yeah, it's insane. It's not a gun problem. It's a culture problem. It's the destruction of the family problem. And the liberals want to take your guns away so they could kill you.
But wait, we're coming to that.
Oh, yeah, let's do this.
Let's do some more.
there are wider ripples of harm to those who are injured, who witness the incidents,
Is it
who
just
live
me
in
or is he
urban and
really
rural
light in the
communities where
loafers?
such violence
Yes.
takes place, and who constantly read and hear about firearm violence in the news. The collective trauma and fear that Americans are experiencing is contributing to the mental health challenges that we are facing today. Nearly 6 in 10 US adults say they worry about a loved one being a victim of firearm
Absolutely
violence.
false.
Our children should not have to live in fear that they are going to get shot if they go to school. None of us should have to worry that going to the mall or a concert or a house of worship means putting our lives at risk, or that we'll get a call that a loved one in a moment of crisis
Pause it real quick.
has taken their own life with a
You want to know how you stop this? Everyone has guns. An armed society is a polite society.
Yeah.
And how many blue states, blue cities
Yes.
that ban guns that have all of this crazy shit going on?
Yep.
This is propaganda.
Absolutely correct.
All right.
I live in one of the heaviest armed counties in the state of Michigan, and there is zero gun violence. There are no shootings. Well, okay, the occasional groundhog has a bad day.
Yeah.
But
firearm. All of us, regardless of our background or beliefs, want to live in a world that is safe for us
Go back
and our
to
children.
Bombay.
Yep.
The Surgeon General's advisory lays out the approach we can take to address firearm violence as the public health crisis that it is. This includes implementing community violence prevention programs and firearm risk reduction strategies,
Communist
improving access to
commissars
mental
in your
health care for
neighborhoods.
those exposed to or at risk
Snitches.
for firearm violence, and expanding research funding to inform and evaluate our prevention strategies. Firearm violence is a public health crisis. Our failure to address it is a moral crisis. To protect the health and well-being of Americans, especially our children, we must now act with the clarity, courage, and urgency that this moment demands.
Yeah. Fuck you. Just go fuck yourself. I'm looking at the stats right here. All gun violence in America. 60% of gun deaths are suicides.
yes, that's
All right. I'm against suicide, but I understand it.
Yep.
All
Same.
right. Most of the gun violence or suicides are men because men don't fuck around. We don't do this plea for help bullshit. We don't take a bunch of pills and call somebody and go, oh, I took some pills. No, we're like, hey, I'm done. Boom. That's how it works. 37% are homicides, including the 1% of mass shootings. And 3% are gun deaths, including law enforcement involved shootings, unintentional shootings, and then those that were undetermined.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
This guy's using the Australian playbook. This is exactly what they did in Australia.
I know.
Everybody in Australia used to have guns. It was common. It was normal. Everybody walked around with a freaking gun, especially if you lived in the outback where there were giant kangaroos who would beat your ass if they got angry. It was normal, but they did a couple of these tear-jerking, tug on the heartstrings. Look at the violence. It's so sad. Give us your guns in 1996. And then all of a sudden, Australia is a communist nation.
Yes.
And you saw what happened during the lockdowns there. They're trying to do it here. Americans are just more resistant to it. But how much more resistant are we going to be with all of the illegals coming into the country? I just saw 20 of them on the roadside who ran from cops in 3 separate cars through a wealthy neighborhood. They're losing their fear of us. They've got no fear of us.
Yep. And let's be honest. When you go through history, the countries that have disarmed their civilian populace,
Yes.
shortly thereafter, they did things that would make you want to shoot them.
60 to 100 million dead in
Yes.
some cases. Starvation.
China, they've starved and executed and put people in concentration camps willy-nilly. They can bulldoze. You go to the shop, you come back, your house is bulldozed. You don't have any recourse. Nazi Germany.
70 years it's been going on.
Yeah. I mean,
The Bolsheviks, 1917, between
Yeah.
1917 and 1965, I think they killed like 100 million.
well, it's more than that.
It's more than
It's estimated to.
Everybody likes to bring up the Nazis on that particular point of killing a lot of people, but 6 million compared to 150 million.
Yeah. I mean,
we got it. There was amateur hour. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, bad, but fucking amateur hour. Pardon me.
it's a statistic.
I know. I understand.
That's what Stalin said.
Oh, it's a statistic. After you kill too many
You,
people.
you murder one person, a tragedy. You kill a million, it's a statistic.
Stalin also said dark humor is like food. Not everybody get it.
But this is insane.
Yeah.
The propaganda is out of control. It's all owned by 6 corporations. You can tell that they're trying to give you a propaganda enema through your eyes and in your ears instead of up your ass, which will come later. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It's all fun and games until people start to watch their children starve, and then it's too late. So there's
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Or you have relatives that just disappear.
we sat and monitored North Korean communications in 1999 as they starved 3 million of their own people just to cull the population down to a level that they could manage it.
Oh, how nice.
They starved 3 million of their own people. And we sat there and listened to this stuff going on. There were military units going, yeah, well, this village is gone here. Okay, clear it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're going to take the food out of this one here. We're going to take all of their grain stores. And then 2 months later, oh, this village is clear. I mean, I wasn't physically there. I wasn't putting my eyes on it. But go back and look at the famines in North Korea. They were all reported in the news as grain shortages. Bullshit.
I think that's
Okay, they cleared their silos and let them starve.
that's a bullshit flag.
That is a bullshit
ready?
flag.
There you go.
Do
Flag on the play.
you think they won't do that here? If you think they won't do that here, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, that's what useful idiots think. That can never happen.
That can
here.
never happen here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, overseas, I believe I did this. Yes, I did hit the tab. Okay, good. Now I'm all nervous because I screwed up hitting the tab a bunch of times,
Yes. It's okay.
but I got it down now. Anyway, Ukraine says it destroyed Russian drone base. Why is this important? Well, you see, Ukraine says satellite pictures show Ukraine doesn't have satellites. Odd.
They're using SpaceX's satellites.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure they are. And they don't have any access to NEMA or DoD satellite imagery at all.
Absolutely
Of
not.
course not.
Yeah. Sure.
Shows the destruction of a Russian warehouse used to launch Iranian-made drones and to train cadets. Photos posted by Ukraine's Navy follow reports of a massive explosion near a Russian airfield in the southern region of Krasnodar. Moscow has yet to comment on the reports, but did say it shot down a number of drones in the region overnight on Friday. Okay, interesting enough, but not really relevant to what we're talking about until it starts to become relevant.
Here we go.
So I don't know how many of you have ever been near actual artillery fired. I was under the outgoing MLRS on Calfex that we did.
Yeah.
We were about a quarter mile away when the MLRS opened up, and it sounded like somebody ripping the sky open. It sounded like the sky was like a big bed sheet, and somebody went.
That's the difference between like you go to a firework display.
Yeah.
When the big booms go off, it's very, very low tone, high explosives. It's a ripping sound, and even watching it and hearing it through a screen still fucks with me because I was mortared for every day for almost 6 months or so.
And it's not like in the movie that
no.
That doesn't happen.
No,
it's
that's right. Maybe half a second.
Yeah. So in Crimea, in a part of territory that Russia took from Ukraine, there's a beach in a city called Sevastopol that has always been a resort beach. Sevastopol is in like movies. There are movies from the 50s and 60s of the beaches in Sevastopol.
Yep.
It's a beautiful place. It's like their Malibu, I guess.
Correct.
So Saturday, somebody got a hold of an ATACMS.
Well, I don't think that it was launched specifically at the beach. I think it was intercepted, and what was left after the ATACMS was hit splashed in and around that area.
You think that? I haven't seen any reports on that. We can check back on that.
So 95% of them were in the water.
I understand. That could just be a lousy Ukrainian operator.
Yeah, it could be a.
Point is, the Ukrainians don't have ATACMS. They also don't have RQ-40 Global Hawks.
Yes,
which was in the area on Overwatch when this particular ATACMS went off and did this.
Yep, that's what you do. Now, some of those explosions that you hear.
Yep. Let's see if I can scrub back to the splashes. This hit really close. It wounded 100 and killed 5. Those noises that you heard, there were 20 or 30 munitions behind each of those noises. That's how cluster munitions work.
Yes, I know. But some of those explosions were some people's asshole slamming shut. So.
Yeah, there's no question of that. There was a really good shot of the screen. I can't remember what point that was. Is it in the next one here? What did I do with it?
Did you get rid of it? You suck.
Am I an idiot?
No, it happens. Not a big deal.
Oh.
All right, don't worry.
Oh, that makes me sad. Anyway, that's the United States government using United States munitions, but just having some Ukrainian
push the button.
Correct. Well, the Russians have taken umbrage to this, as one would expect, and have further stood up their military posture. The Russians are known to not play. And if they keep pushing, and if Biden keeps pushing and NATO keeps pushing,
they're going to get what they want.
They're going to do something to and including making something glow.
Yeah, you're going to. If you stand in line long enough, sooner or later you're going to get what you're waiting for.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct.
Now,
and this is deliberate. This is deliberate provocation. There is no way that the individuals who deployed that ATACMS and that Global Hawk,
you got Germany,
didn't know.
Poland,
yep,
France, all saber rattling. They're getting sick of that shit, and it could go off. I mean, this is going to be bad. I'm just saying. Now, a lot of people get mad when I say this. Listen, I'm not on anyone's side. I'm not on the Ukrainian side. I'm not on the Russian side. You can't hear me?
No. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh yeah,
this is me agreeing.
Yeah, I'm not on anybody's side. It's been going on for 2 years. Russia has taken a huge amount of losses. So is the Ukraine. They're trying to hide their losses, what have you. I don't care. All I care is this. I'm sick and tired of fucking paying for it.
Yep.
I'm sick and tired of sending our munitions over there. We need them for our army and for our national defense.
Yep.
Why the fuck are we giving away our shit? We have a shortage of 155 rounds because we gave them all away to Israel and Ukraine.
Yep.
Not to mention the Patriot missile systems, the Javelin systems, which are incredibly fucking expensive. Stinger missile systems. We have Patriot missiles over there. What the fuck are we doing?
I'm just going to say it outright. Our government is committing treason.
Correct.
They are openly and tacitly subservient to foreign interests, period. Our federal government no longer does anything at all for the citizens of this country, and in many cases, the state governments do not either.
I would have to
It's time
agree.
for us all to start saying it. Enough of this. There's a law, 18 U.S. Code, Section 2381, and Section 2382, which is misprision of treason, which means that all of the people who work for these people who know what's going on, they're guilty as well. So we need to start saying that stuff. One of the results of this here is, are we on the end of the petrodollar. So,
Well, first of all, hang on.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we're talking about real war.
We're at global right now. We're going to tighten it down.
What's going on here is economic warfare.
Correct.
Not to mention, there's information war going on. We're getting attacked from Russia and China all the fucking time.
Ever since there's been an internet.
Yes.
That's been going on.
Yes.
Ever since there's been any kind of network connection between two computers, there has been electronic warfare.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. That was my job in the Army.
Now, this whole petrodollar thing, we are especially susceptible to it because we're trillions and trillions in debt.
Yes.
If we did not have all of that debt, this would not be that big of a deal.
There is a literal market in buying, selling, and trading American debt.
It's called arbitrage, yeah.
And it is starting to come apart at the seams. The petrodollar, for those of you who don't know, started in the 70s, and it was agreed that the United States dollar would be the currency that everybody bought and sold oil with. That's why we've had so much control, or apparent control. It's pretty ephemeral, and it's an illusion, over all of the oil markets. Now, when the U.S. started to lose credibility about 25 years ago, 30 years ago, the other countries started to go, we need to think about this. We need to start thinking about this. What does this really mean? And then recently they started to think about their own currency. I think it's called the BRICS.
Yes.
The BRICS system.
Well, on top of that,
Yep.
we've got rumor mill, and we've got people moving towards trying to give us some kind of digital currency. That is a huge mistake.
That's very real.
If you fucking think that we're fucked because of the Fed, you just fucking wait till you have digital currency.
A centralized digital currency.
They will flip a switch and you're a pauper.
Yeah.
That quick.
If we had this conversation, they would turn off all of our bank accounts and everything with digital currency.
Correct.
That's what they do in China. You think it can't happen? It's already happened in China.
And they're doing it in Canada. Remember the trucking convoy horse shit? They were locking people's bank accounts down.
They were just locking down bank accounts. They would find the person, find that person's bank, and then lock his bank account down. They weren't quite to digital currency yet, but they're going there.
But if they have the will to do that, you just wait until they have.
Well, we had Radix Verum.
Yeah.
They shut her bank account down.
Yeah.
Bank of America shut her bank account down. And because we put so much pressure, not specifically just us, but everybody around her put so much pressure on them, they caved. That won't last if they get the digital currency in place, because if you go to put pressure on them for helping her out, guess what? They're just going to shut you down too.
Yeah, and guess what?
They'll flip your switch.
They've already targeted me. PayPal will never do business with me again. They killed Blake's account and his wife's, who has nothing to do with the show.
Yeah.
PayPal fucked us. We can't use Venmo or PayPal because we had the balls to talk about the vax and the vax mandate horse shit.
Yeah. It's exactly correct. They shut it down that easily. But with the petrodollar, America and Saudi Arabia in 1974, there's that right there. Fast forward 50 years, and the dominant global position once enjoyed by the United States is comparatively weakened. By its share of world gross domestic product has declined from 40% to 25%. China's economy has surpassed the United States in purchasing power parity terms. That's because we sent literally all of our manufacturing over to China. Nothing is made in the United States anymore on any real scale.
Correct. That needs to change.
We just need to, with all the regulations, all of the EPA and then all the other ones that are in there, FDA and all those, all need to be shut down. Their job was to destroy our economy, which they have done.
Which they have done.
It's a done deal. Is now to vie for influence with an increasingly assertive Beijing while facing pushes even by allies such as Europe and elsewhere that want to become more autonomous from Washington in financial and foreign policy matters. Specifically, many countries have tried to develop alternate cross-border payment arrangements to the dollar to reduce their vulnerability to Washington's increasing use of economic and financial sanctions, and the fact that the United States economy is going down the shitter. So on a global scale, everything is collapsing. Our dollar, the mighty dollar, which you could use anywhere in the world when I was young and when we went overseas, dollar was king. $20 is like $100, $500, $1,000.
They wanted our money.
Yeah.
Now, not so much.
Yep. Yeah. It's really, really, really crazy how bad it's getting there.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Okay.
All right. Our economy has been slowly whittled away since roughly the early 70s.
Stripped down with a belt sander.
To the point where they are now trying to force fast food restaurants to pay somebody working a register $40,000 a year. Because that's what you make. If you're getting paid $20 an hour, you multiply that by 2 and then 1,000. That's without overtime or anything. Mm-hmm. That's unsustainable. The whole fast food model was supposed to be, basically part-time work for people who are between jobs or teenagers or what have you.
Yep.
It wasn't meant to make a living at it, to have benefits and all the other horseshit serving hamburgers. All of those businesses that used to give those benefits are now overseas, and they're paying people 5 cents an hour. Some of it is slave fucking labor to the point there are factories in China where they have suicide nets so people who want to jump out of the building can't kill themselves.
That's correct. That is factually accurate.
Holy crap. What have we done?
On top of that, Detroit, once the major auto production of the city, used to be called the Paris of the West.
And it was the arsenal of democracy.
It was all built here.
Yeah. Birch Run.
Yep.
Used
to
a B-25 bomber every 45 minutes used to come off the line. It's like 12 a day.
Yeah.
That's if they only run 12 hours. If they're 24/7, they're putting out 18 to 26, sometimes 30 bombers a day during World War II. Not to mention the tanks. They were built here. We have Tankcom right down the street.
Yeah, we're sitting a mile and a half from Tankcom.
Yeah, and the city we're in, Warren, was actually a tank proving ground back then.
Yeah.
So
we're sitting a mile and a half from where they build the Abrams.
Yep.
Then you go to Pennsylvania and Appalachia, where all of our coal and ore came from. That's all been shut down now, and most of the population there, if there are any young people left, they're addicted to meth.
Yep.
And the old people are left dying in their homes as their towns and cities collapse completely. Then you go further up into Pennsylvania in the New York area, where we had almost a monopoly on textiles.
You have to correct it. That's red trash land.
Red trash land.
New York, yeah.
Red trash land.
Correct. I've seen, listen, when I was working in Utica, New York, I traveled around all
upstate. More about this.
And listen, you know what white trash is, right? Everyone knows what white
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah.
Then you know what rednecks are, right?
Yeah.
But somewhere in that area, there's fucking red trash. Like people shitting in buckets. It's fucking insane. I'm like, what the fuck? The only time I've seen anything close to that was in Alaska.
Upstate New York?
Upstate New York.
They're that poor.
Some of them, yeah.
Are they just doing this
No, I don't know.
because, or do they just not have any money at all to?
I don't know. I don't know
exist?
if it's because of money or just because, like, this is how this happened. I had a soldier went MIA. After about 4 months, it came down from the chain of command. Hey, you got to track this guy down. He was in, it was an Army Reserve unit. I'm like, okay. So I
You
go
got 24 hours with us, dude.
yeah, I tracked him down, living in an abandoned school bus, shitting in a bucket.
How'd you track him down?
I went to his house. They told me what was up. Then I talked to his girlfriend. Then I talked to this other side chick he was banging. And they fucking triangulate right on the fucking bus. I fucking pulled his ass out of there. I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. You're coming to the armory right now. You owe me fucking 14 days.
Yeah.
I put him to work. We got him a job. We got him out of the goddamn bus. But that's common.
Wow.
They get to 18. The parents are like, well, you're 18 now. You're on your own. And they're like, okay, I guess I'll live in this abandoned bus and shit in a bucket.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I mean, I'm literally my dad's side of the family, dirt poor. We had grandma had a hand pump in the kitchen sink. When my dad and Uncle Mike put indoor plumbing in her house in 1984, she said it was an extravagance.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with that level of poor, but not to the point of shitting in buckets. Grandma had a nice outhouse. She made dang sure that Grandpa built her a nice outhouse.
I'm just telling you what I saw.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's our whole country. We're losing all of it. The whole area of Pennsylvania through New York used to be textiles. We almost had a monopoly on that stuff.
Correct.
The government paid farmers not to grow food because we made too much. This was in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, not with modern farming equipment. Everybody thinks, oh, it's the modern farming equipment. No, it's not. It was with 40s, 50s, and 60s technology farming stuff. They grew so much food that the government paid them subsidies to not grow so much food. Now they're just taking the farms and destroying them.
Correct. And they're hiding behind environmental.
Yes.
Like, for instance, let's talk about this real quick.
Okay.
All right. They wanted to outlaw gas stoves. Where did that come from?
That's easy.
Well, we
because
traced
you want everything on the electrical grid so you can go boop.
Well, there's that, but the WEF. The WEF put out mandates, and our government
We're back to treason. We're back to treason.
Yeah, picked it up. None of the citizens of this country said, you know what would be a good thing? If I just wheel my gas stove out of my house and just smash it up and sell it for scrap. Nobody has done that. So guess what? There are people who are pulling the strings of our corrupt government to make shit like this happen.
Yeah. We covered this before.
Yeah.
Our government is taking orders from the WEF, the WHO, and the UN.
Yeah. And guess what? UN and NATO, they're the army of tyrants now.
Yes.
That's just my opinion, but
yeah. Well, the UN forces are always ineffective. You and I both have come across them.
God.
They're completely ineffective. Basically, they rape and bribe people or extort.
The bureaucracy to get them to do anything is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely insane. There were areas of Arizona that grew more citrus than like Spain.
Wow. We need to go back to that, I think.
Yeah. Our country should be completely independent.
Yep.
There is no reason in the world the United States needs anything from any other country. We have all of the stuff here. We just have a government that hates us and wants us dead and is taking orders from the WEF, the WHO, and the UN. And we keep tolerating it for whatever reason, even though it is blatantly treason. I shared this tab instead. There. President Biden broke the law. The two-tiered justice system is protecting him from prosecution. Now, this headline, Pop pulled these. This particular one here is just quod est demonstrandum.
Correct.
You know what quod est demonstrandum is?
It's some Latin shit. I don't know that.
I caught him on this earlier with a legal term.
Yeah.
With the discussion we had last week about that.
Well,
Anyway,
let me put on.
yeah, go ahead.
All right, we're actually changing our merch around,
Pops changes.
and we're going to actually have a patch that has the Redonkulas tab at the top, the skull, and then underneath in Latin it'll say "Die Laughing." So we want to get that going. Also,
Yeah.
We've been demonetized virtually to nothing. So please send us your donations so we can keep this going. The shit ain't cheap. And we're always buying cables, new equipment, all kinds of crap to make this happen. So help us out if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's going to be new merch. It's been a while. I designed the first Redonkulas shirts in 2009.
Long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, and you were not in a good place mentally.
No.
You just like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I will cop to that. I'll straight up on that.
I know it.
Yeah.
You can't be 100% of the time.
Dude, I was bad at that time. I was in a train wreck zone. I'm one of the number on the wall over there. I'm on that list. So this two-tiered justice system, we've known about this for a long time. I've experienced it more than once. I've experienced it 3 separate times in the military, during my divorce, and when we had a medical emergency at home and the Oakland County Sheriff came into our damn house and illegally searched my house and questioned my underage daughter, trying to set up that it was a domestic violence issue when there wasn't even any violence involved, and my daughter and I weren't home.
Uh-huh.
And the sheriff tried to spin that out of control, and I confronted them, and they lied and covered it up and completely just blew it off. But then you've got people like Biden and his son who are blatantly being caught with hookers. There's a video of...
Oh, hang on. It's not just hookers. There's videos of him with underage women, smoking crack, having firearms when he shouldn't because, he lied on his forms. I myself don't want to see people go to prison for that because it's fucking stupid. And there are emails and other things referring to the big guy. How the hell do you get a meth addict, crack addict, substance abuser working on a board overseas, getting paid anywhere from $200,000 to $500,000 a fucking year? He doesn't have any marketable skills unless you're talking about, jacking off with a girl's feet or something. Who knows? And then on top of that, we have the diary or journal from his daughter who implied all kinds of crazy shit that went on in his household. And they prosecuted the person who found it, didn't steal it.
Yep.
What the fuck? I'm getting spun up today.
I know. It's a little bit of a train wreck. Basically, this justice system is not a justice system any longer. The courts are paid. The judges are paid.
It's a banana republic.
It's completely a banana republic. They can come after you anytime they want for just about anything. I have just stopped worrying about it. I'm not worried about it anymore because if they're gonna, they're gonna.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do.
But where were we? And part and parcel of all of this, we all know this is going on. Look into the election cases here in the state of Michigan in Jackson County and Macomb County.
In Muskegon, too.
And Muskegon as well.
We covered that on the show about 6-7 months back.
That's correct. Missouri also, Attorney General candidates proclaimed 2020 election was stolen. We all know these elections were stolen.
Yeah. And this is from May of 2024. We're talking about an actual news story.
Yes.
Where people are saying this. Now, I personally, it is my opinion that I agree with them. There's way too many anomalies that took place in 2020 and 2022 in this state.
Yes.
Too many goddamn anomalies. Yeah. There's some crazy shit going on, and it's about time we woke the fuck up.
And stop tolerating it.
These
people are not gods, and they are... Okay, my brain is trying to not phrase things in a way that puts me in an orange pantsuit eating prison loaf.
Okay.
Okay, that's what's going on right now. The grinding noise you're hearing and the smoke you see right now, that's me trying not to wear orange and eat prison loaf, okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Shut it down. These people are public servants, and it's time we started treating them like public servants instead of, oh, Trump is so cool, he's so great. Oh, I love this representative over here. Stop it. They're public servants. They're the hired help.
They
Treat
work
them
for
like the
us.
hired help.
Yeah, and listen, like I can't tell you how many times I've heard AOC, make references to she's leading, she's a representative. In fact, AOC, in my opinion, doesn't even have the credentials to dance on a fucking stripper pole.
Nobody wants to see that.
Well, she's still young enough; it might be okay.
No,
no, okay. I'm just saying, if I ever
teeth,
wound
the
up
teeth alone.
If I ever wound up getting, show up to the Senate for some kind of, sensing session or getting yelled at, that's the first thing I would say. It's like, I don't want to hear anything from the woman who should be dancing on a stripper pole.
Yeah, that's fine. I can accept that. So we all know that there is a lot of election malfeasance going on. Michigan has now passed a law where you can't question it.
Yes.
You can't question the election.
Now, has there been a federal lawsuit against that? Because that is unconstitutional.
It will happen, I'm sure. The paperwork is probably already drawn up. I don't know that the case itself has been fired off. I can ask.
Yeah, listen,
I know the people I can ask.
I would love it if I had a bunch of attorneys who wanted to do the right thing, who would contact me, and I could point them in the right directions. Because I hear from hundreds of people a month with all kinds of crazy shit going on. I mean, the legal system in this country, I think, is getting to a point where it's going to become unsustainable. Because once everyone decides, you know what, I don't think I'm going with you. I don't think I want to subject myself to that. It's totally one-sided, unfair, and I know I'm going to wind up in prison, even though I know I didn't do anything. When enough people say, you know what, fuck off, you're going to get pandemonium.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll talk to you after the show, but you need to go with me on Saturday.
All right.
I think you need to go with me on Saturday. There's a thing going on. I'm not going to talk about it here right now because, I'm just not.
Stuff and things.
It's not bad. Special Agents frickin' frack. Sit back down. It's not an FBI sponsored event.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. There's going to be some discussions. Again, nothing illegal. FBI Special Agents frickin' frack. Sit back down.
All right.
Tired of your stupid asses. So, meanwhile, while all of this corruption is going on, and we know that all of these people are getting away with whatever the hell they want to get away with, and it's not just Hunter Biden who's on the board of Burisma. It's like Mitch McConnell's kid.
There's all kinds of kids in it. Yes.
And these kids get these no-show jobs, they call them, for 6 figures. So that those companies have influence in the United States government. They're basically all bought and paid for. Every one of them. And they
Correct.
all take orders from the WEF.
And let's face it, there's probably enough dirt floating around up there that they can make them do whatever they want. There's a reason why Epstein Island fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
None of those people have been prosecuted.
We've talked about this before. You don't get hired past receptionist or janitor in Washington, D.C. unless they have some dirt on you that they can control you with.
There's a picture of a penis in your butt, or you drinking or shooting heroin or doing something stupid.
Or the butt sexathon in the Congress.
Yes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Huh?
Nothing came of that. That was a warning shot. That was somebody telling somebody, you're in trouble. I'm going to show some of your video here so that you realize that you're in trouble. Now fall back in line.
Correct. And I'm going to be honest. We need to fire everyone and start over. That just needs to happen.
Fire everyone?
I'm being nice.
Fire.
I don't want to wind up on a. I'm already on the list. I don't need to be on
suits, prison loaf. No.
I don't need none of that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I understand. So, on top of all of this corruption, we've got food processing plants burning across the United States.
All right. Here's another thing on the food. If you do a search for food processing plants destruction or burning, you will get probably 10 or 15 pages in the search engine telling you it's bullshit, it's not happening, nothing to see here.
Mhm. Yeah.
Listen, there's a certain amount of shit that's going to happen. Look, Murphy shows up. He fucks shit up. If you wake up in the morning and some bad stuff happened, Murphy got a fax from Whitey, who works for the man. Screw your life.
Hey, Pop.
It happens.
Hey, Pop.
Yeah.
Hey, Pop.
Yeah. You're going to do a search?
I'm going to do it live.
All right, let's do it.
What's the? Go ahead. What is it?
Food processing plant destruction. Boom. And go back to all.
Unfounded claims.
Yes. There you
Nothing
go.
to see here. Fact checked. False claims. Fires are evidence of planned food. Can we talk about food plant fires? Fire badly damages food processing plant. What's behind the rash of fires? Wait, all of a sudden it's not fake, but it's fake. Food processing plant fires in 2022 are not part of a conspiracy.
Yeah.
That's not part of a conspiracy.
All right. What did I just say about all of our media owned by 6 corporations?
Yeah.
There you go. And we have the internet controlled by Google and Microsoft.
We just did that live. We're probably going to get canceled for that.
No, we're not.
I hate them.
We're showing you the shit. This is real time stuff.
It is. It's real time. We just did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. I'm sorry.
my God.
Get split up.
So on top of this, the bird flu thing that they claim is going on, the farmers in my area they say that 2 incidents have happened and they had to destroy a couple of flocks. But the farmers have figured out that there's a pattern, and now the farmers are actively watching their flocks. And some farmers have spotted people sniffing around, and when they confront them, those people take off. So, yeah, and some of the farmers are now no longer just walking around. This is Michigan. If you walk onto somebody's private property in Michigan and you don't respond, they can assume
that you're there
that
with
you're
bad
for
intent.
nefarious reasons.
Correct.
And
I myself wouldn't do that. I would go tell
when
them,
I was a kid, I got shot in the ass with a load of rock salt for cow tipping.
I got shot with rock salt at the Berkeley Cemetery with Mike Ream. We were on Halloween night drinking.
Yeah.
And they popped
Everybody
up.
used to drink in the
Yeah.
park.
I got hit on the arm.
Yeah.
And my buddy Mike got it from here down to his balls.
That hurts, dude.
Oh, he was fucked up bad.
Yeah,
Oh.
shooting kids with rock salt and shotguns used to be a thing.
Yes.
That was very. My buddies and I, we walked to school for junior high. We walked by a cow pasture at one point, and one day we're like, "It's foggy out. We're gonna go cow tipping." Yeah, so we hop over the fence. We go cow tipping. The farmer was at because he knew what time we walked by and everything.
Uh-huh.
And we had tipped a couple of his cows previously. And
Did he walk you off the property after that?
he didn't have to. He didn't have to. I'm pretty sure we did like 3-minute miles.
Yeah.
To the edge of his property and then up the road. But
There you go.
yeah, so the farmers are talking about defending their properties now.
They should.
That is now a thing.
You should.
And honestly, no federal agent has any business walking onto your property for any reason unless they have a warrant.
Yes.
Um,
And most people.
it's color of law.
Well, here's the thing. Most people, if there's a warrant for them or a search warrant,
Yeah.
and the police just walk up to the front door, show you the warrant.
Mhm.
They're like, okay, what are you going to do? That's just the way. Let's do
Yeah.
this. Most people are like that.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, that whole ATF shit where they killed that dude.
Yeah.
He worked in a fucking airport,
Yep.
making $250,000 a year because he managed the whole place.
Mhm.
He was, buying guns as a hobbyist and selling them, and the ATF,
Not
I think,
illegal in the United
No.
States.
they wanted to make an example.
Ah.
So it's a no-knock warrant,
Mhm.
0630 by 0603. He was fucking dead. They killed that guy.
Yep.
They kicked his door open. He came out with a gun.
Because his door was kicked.
Yes. Anyone would do the same shit.
Yep.
But that is the overreach that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
America has become a banana republic, in my opinion. All right. There we go.
Ha. Woo! We're getting a little spun up here.
Well, I knew I was going to get spun up. Now, all right. Now, this one here.
On top of them going after your food supply, I mentioned this at the top of the show. I just saw 20 illegal aliens surrounded by police with their weapons drawn on the freeway, which means the illegal aliens did something to anger those officers, probably running. Biden's opportunity a deal to stem migrant flow through the Darien jungle gap.
But this is from June 22nd, 2024. So this is not that old. All right. But this is what we're getting here. All right. We're hearing some rhetoric from the White House that they're going to start controlling the southern border, while they are sending civil affairs units down to the Darien Gap to assist these fuckheads moving north to the United States. So you have him telling you one thing out of one side of his mouth and doing the exact opposite out of the other.
So I'm not going to say his name because I did not explicitly ask his permission.
Correct.
But there is an individual from the special operations community who has a lot of friends down in Panama. A lot of special operators retired to Panama. They like their brown dictionaries.
Yes.
It's a nice place to live when it's not being bombed. Shut up.
Or run by a tyrant.
It's a nice place. These guys were sending the guy I'm talking about photos. They're standing there. These pictures are minutes old as I'm seeing them, of United States Army special operators and civil affairs. I can see the patches clear as day.
Are they active duty civil affairs? Or Army?
This is 96.
Oh,
this is not 18th Airborne Corps.
Oh, okay.
This is the 18th Airborne
So
Corps.
that's the
Civil
one
Affairs
that's attached to SOCOM.
That's the SOCOM.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is SOCOM down there. He said there were dozens of them down there facilitating the coordination of the illegals and then getting them onto vehicles, presumably to get them to the United States. But the other thing these guys said they saw was the 18th Airborne Corps' heavy lift air wing. And they know what that is when they see it.
The C5As.
C5As. C-130s in support.
All right.
And
Now,
the C-41s.
if you can get clearance to show some of those pictures, we'll show them on the show.
I'll ask him.
Because right now we don't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
This is just rumor control right now. So until we have the pictures, I got you.
I've seen them. I saw the pictures.
I know, but
I can't use them right now because I don't have that guy's permission.
Correct.
The thing is, what is being lost in translation here? One, the American public doesn't know this is going on at all. Okay? This may be the first time you're hearing it publicly.
I think so.
Two, these are United States troops being used to move hostile foreign nationals. Make no mistake, they're hostile. United States troops are being used to move hostile foreign nationals into the United States of America, where the only possible target they have is United States citizens. That means United States troops are being used against American citizens, no matter how indirectly. United States troops are being used against American citizens.
That's a big no.
And 18th Airborne Corps and 96 Civil Affairs. I worked for 96 Civil Affairs for a short time. Those are the big guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are the heavy hitters. If they're down there doing this, what other elements are down there?
And what the hell? What else is going on? Because
What else is
listen,
going on?
when you see civil affairs in an area, they're not there by themselves.
Mm-mm.
There's a whole bunch of support that comes with them.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
At first, it was the NGOs, which are getting tax breaks from our government and grants to do this shit. And now we're sending our own troops to do the same thing. What the fuck is going on?
This is U.S. troops being used indirectly against U.S. citizens. This is literally an act of war by our government against us. What else are these?
I can't argue. I can't argue with that.
What else are these hostile illegals going to do when they get here? They got to come over to your house, maybe play some Yahtzee, have some popcorn.
Well, they want to get free shit. I mean, let's face it. They show up here. They're going to get bridge cards. They're going to get housing. They get all kinds of crazy shit for free. And they're taking that away from veterans, homeless people.
Yep.
All right. I mean, I've already saw some stories in the media where, certain veterans are getting turned away for medical help and they're giving it to illegal aliens.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, come on. I mean, when is enough enough?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right. I'm starting to really
We're
get
getting
spun up.
there.
All right.
We're getting there.
All right.
Breathe.
All right. Now, listen, we don't have a lot of time to go into depth with all of these.
There's so much. We had to cull a bunch of this material.
Yeah. I mean, I already read the list to you.
That list, just that list alone, we could go on for hours and hours and hours about this.
Listen, let's be honest. This list is so big. This is not an accident.
No.
This is not, an accident. It's not like, a coincidence. This is cold, calculated destruction of this country from the top down.
Yeah.
Straight up. Wake the fuck up. All right. Sorry.
After the meeting on Saturday, I'll come back and we'll talk about what it was on Tuesday, I think. I don't want to give any of it away right now.
I got you. But listen, if you can get permission about those pictures, I want to have them on the show.
I'll ask the dude.
Right now, it's just rumor control. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I'll ask the dude.
Okay.
I'll ask him. Yeah. That's freaking.
Oh, God.
So, 96 Civil Affairs, Special Operations, and 18th Airborne Corps funneling illegal aliens into the United States. Exclusive America's migrant gang invasion mapped.
You didn't share that one. You got to share that.
I just shared it.
View tab and stream there. Okay.
It's shared.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
You interrupted me. I was on a roll.
All right. I'm sorry. Can carry on.
I feel sad now.
Where?
Okay. America's migrant gang invasion mapped. ISIS in L.A., Venezuelan sex traffickers in Texas, and Chinese drug lords in Maine. What could possibly go wrong? Now check if a violent enclave has sprung up in your neighborhood. A brutal Venezuelan sex trafficking gang is now operating in America's biggest cities. What did I just say? Chinese organized crime syndicates are running drug farms with slave labor in half a dozen United States. What did I just say?
Yep.
Mexican drug cartels are operating vile human smuggling operations over the southern border with complete impunity, not near impunity, complete impunity. And on Tuesday, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents apprehended 8 alleged ISIS operatives in Los Angeles, New York, and Philadelphia. The thread tying all of these imminent public safety and national security threats together is a runaway illegal immigration crisis exposing America to an invasion of ghost criminals, paramilitary foot soldiers, and potential terrorists. There's the map, kiddies.
It's right there. And listen, let's be honest. Nevada, there's some shit. There's shit going on in every state. They just haven't found it. It's not on this map.
That's correct.
I'm just curious what's going on in Michigan because there's a blue dot on there.
Cartels. We've had cartels here for about the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Like serious cartel activity up around Imlay City.
Nice.
Yeah, there's that going on. The Chinese gangs are also here in Michigan. I've seen some of them myself. I know what it is that they look like. For those of you who don't know what the triads are, I don't have time for the whole history.
They're bad.
It is deep. Okay, these guys have had literally 1,300 years of cohesive criminal activity.
I cover them in my novels.
Yeah, to the point where they've developed their own language to the point where the Chinese police can't infiltrate them.
Nice.
Because they have their own language, which is based off of all of the 82 dialects that are spoken in China. I speak a little of 2 of the dialects.
Which ones?
These guys, I speak some Taiwan Mandarin and I can speak some Cantonese.
All right, good.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
Hong Kong.
All right, how do you say give me beer?
Joe Pijo.
You always got to ask for beer and tits in every country.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Exactly. That's fair. Anyway, they're bad. And if they're operating openly in the United States of America, that means they're there with the permission of the Chinese Communist government. Now, I've covered the Chinese Economic Club before. I've mentioned them before, and it's just an extension of the CCP, and they control all of the business and shipping and all that. The ultra rich Chinese guys that you see, they belong to the Chinese Communist Party, and they kick back money to the Chinese Communist Party because if they didn't, they could never go back to China again because they get killed.
Here's another thing: is if the Chinese government at any time can seize their entire corporation company and use it for government business.
Yes.
So they don't truly own it. They're just figureheads of the snake.
Now, the triads are the exception to that rule. It's very hard for the Chinese communists to get at them. They've learned to just kind of let the triads alone because the triads will work with their businesses.
Mm-hmm.
The China Entrepreneur Club, the CEC, will work with their business, and the communists get kickbacks anyway. So they're like, okay, we're going to leave the triads alone. They've been killing people for 1,300 years anyway, so we're just going to leave that because they're not that big.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a détente
It's a
between the two of them.
What is that? A necessary evil?
A necessary evil is a good way to look at it.
Correct.
Now they show ISIS on here in orange. That's a joke. There's only 3 dots on that map, and ISIS is a made-up fiction pretty much that was CIA and Mossad oriented, and that's been proven a dozen times. But there are dozens of Islamic terror factions
Who are now armed to the teeth by all the weapons that were left behind in Afghanistan.
Yes, exactly. There's dozens of these guys.
It wasn't an accident.
Just in Beirut, there were 82 separate factions.
Yeah.
Why does the number 82 keep coming up?
Why does 36 and 38 pop up in my dreams? I don't know.
At any rate, that was in the 80s. There were 80-some factions just in Beirut. The first time I heard the expression triple Muslim was from a Turkish guy.
Really?
He's Muslim, and I was like 20, and his name was Louis. And I said, I heard the Muslims are kind of crazy, so it's just the triple Muslims. You got to watch out for the triple Muslims. I'm like, what's that? I said, those are the really crazy ones that'll just kill you.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean just kill you? I mean, they'll just kill you. They don't.
Well, for instance,
kill you.
For instance, here in the United States, we have all different types of Christianity.
Yes.
Every now and again, we get some rogue cult of Christians, and what do? We surround them and we kill it with fire. They don't do that in Islam. Those guys are allowed to just do whatever they do.
Well, they'll surround you and kill you with fire.
Yes, they'll surround you, kill you with fire, and if you're rainbow challenged, you will test gravity off of a building.
You will join I have created a club for them, the Baghdad Cordless Bungee Jumping Club.
Right.
There's a patch. I designed a patch for that one too. I mean, it just is what it is. Everybody, that's racist. That's homophobic. No, it isn't. It's just what it is.
It's the truth. They actually do that.
Yes.
In fact, and I hate talking about this, but I've said it a couple times in the show. Well, in my travelings around Iraq, I remember rolling into I don't know the name of the city. It was a small podunk little village city, and we had a small fob right near there. We're driving through the city, and apparently they had just stoned, I think, 2 or 3 young girls to death for, I don't even know what. I think they didn't want to marry somebody or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the shit that goes on over there.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. They'll just kill you.
Yeah.
They don't, or if you steal something, if you steal like
cut your hand
fruit,
off.
they'll cut your hand off.
Well,
there's no negotiation. They're just going to cut your hand off.
Well, hang on. I've actually had to, negotiate for some of this shit.
Oh, him?
And if you're poor and you're stealing food because you need to eat, normally they won't cut nothing off. They'll beat you up a little bit. Okay. They let you go.
Okay.
But if you're stealing to sell for profit, that's a whole other thing.
Oh.
If you're stealing because you need to fucking live, they usually go easy on you. If you're doing it, if
you're a thief,
if you're a thief for profit,
yeah,
you're done. They'll smoke you. They'll fuck you up bad.
Yeah.
That's what I was told in what I had to deal with. Because right outside Abu, there was a whole street. It was nothing but, it was a whole bazaar.
Yeah.
And every now and again, shit happens.
Yeah. 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 That's a thing. That's a thing. So all of that stuff that's coming across our border that the 96 Civil Affairs and the 18th Airborne Corps are assisting, this is what it looks like.
But
This is
rumored to assist until we have the pictures.
rumored to assist.
Yes, rumored. Let's be honest. It's just rumored.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll accept that. We have a reasonable, credible source that we need to confirm.
Correct.
So this new foreign menace has infiltrated the country, hiding among millions of desperate immigrants. Now, more than millions of desperate immigrants, my ass, they were all brought here. Now, more than 3.5 years after Joe Biden's inauguration, Daily Mail is revealing the full devastating and perhaps irreversible impact of his administration's systematic dismantling of the United States national security and the groups that have thrived off of the lawless border. We have a Venezuelan prison gang. They are the kind that will hack you up with.
Yes.
Tips. We've covered this.
Unfortunately, I've seen some of the aftermath of FARC and Shining Path down there and getting cut up.
We
with
saw
machetes.
one of those when we were down in Bolivia.
No, they cut a 7-month-old baby out of a mayor's daughter's belly to prove a point. That's how vicious those fuckers are. Yeah. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, they're here in the United States now. These people are here. And here is what our charming new neighbors look like. This is Barrio 18.
Nice.
And here's the kind of stuff they participate in.
Well, that dude is wearing a gun belt, so
yeah,
he's probably a competition.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Now, back in the day when you had to deal with the mob, they had a code. Normally, if you were killed by the mob, you were a member of the mob.
That they would leave the regular people alone.
Yeah, and if you killed regular people, they would wipe you out.
The mobs in some of the cities in olden times, I guess.
Well, for instance, the Purple Gang. The Purple Gang.
They took care of their community.
Yeah.
They took care of their community.
Like, heaven help you. If you're a mobster and you go to a hit and an innocent kid or somebody dies, you're done. But that doesn't exist anymore. It is a fucking free-for-all.
Yep.
That's why, in my opinion, everyone over the age of 18 needs to be trained in the use of firearms. And when you get to about 2021, once your hormones settle a little bit, then you can have a concealed weapons permit and do whatever it is you got to do. Got it.
So late last year, 250,000 migrants arrived at the border in a single month. That doesn't happen unless somebody is facilitating it, like if you have a heavy airlift wing to do something like that.
Hang on.
What?
You have the NGOs setting up stations every 20 to 50 miles.
Yes.
So all you got to do is just walk down the road till you get the next area where they're going to give you food and water to continue.
They bus a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They
There's
bus a lot
that.
of them.
In the beginning, from the reports I got in the beginning, it was mainly foot traffic.
Yeah.
But that's not efficient enough. They can't get enough numbers in here to fuck with the voting. Let's just be honest.
You are spun up.
I am.
You've dropped quite a few F-bombs.
I'm there.
I understand.
I love my country, and it just sickens me to no end to watch it being rotted from the inside out and the top down and the bottom up. And nobody is fucking saying anything about it.
The biggest one of the NGOs, basically the kingpin of the NGOs, is one called HIAS, H-I-A-S. I forget what it stands for, but look into HIAS. That's the one that's really the linchpin to this whole operation. Their name keeps coming up over and over and over and over again. Perhaps the biggest beneficiaries to this chaos are Mexico's ultra-violent and sophisticated drug cartels. The cartels are now the governing structure along the Mexican side of the border, and they grow stronger every month, bolstered by the billions of dollars they heap every month from the burgeoning human smuggling business. Yep. Border Patrol Chief Owens revealed this week that members of Mexico's Jalisco New Generation cartel had been busted running organized crime rackets in Florida, nearly 1,000 miles from the border. Cartels have already entrenched supply networks inside of the United States, but lack the security at the border. The lack of security at the border made it even easier for them to move in narcotics, weapons, and foot soldiers over the frontier. Drug trafficking remains that cartel's number one industry. In case you don't understand, and I know that Pop and I have talked about this before, but there might be some new listeners out there. At one point, I think it was 2 battalions of Mexican special forces and Rangers outright defected to
Yep.
the cartels.
Correct.
So these guys are highly trained.
Here's the thing.
These are real pros.
This is how I would deal with it if I was running the show. I would declare open war on Mexico because their government can't control it anymore, and the drug cartels are running the government.
You want to know how to deal with it?
Carpet bombing.
Spectre 4-4, Spectre 4-5, troops are pulled back. You are clear for your gun run. Over.
There you go. But
Bring
yeah,
the spookies, man. Bring the spooky. One spooky flyby, and I guarantee.
oh no, I saw Spectre for several hours
yeah.
in Panama. Spanked a lot of people. And actually, we
They're
watched
terrifying.
the
God.
classified tape a couple months after. We're in our day room.
Yeah.
We're all there like, oh.
Yeah.
You're watching the X.
Yeah.
People running.
Don't run. If Spectre is coming for you, just don't run. Don't
do it.
You're gonna die tired. There's that sniper joke in the sniper T-shirt meme. Yeah, that's cute. When Spectre's in the air, if they're looking for you, you've got a problem.
Yeah, and they'll probably see you because they have thermal up the ass.
Yeah. The FLIR systems on those are amazing. I did a report on one of those FLIR systems when I was at Huachuca for BNOC.
Yep.
And I did the research, and they said, "Oh, dude, there's a whole bunch of capabilities on that are not
out in the public."
knowledge."
I got you. All right, that's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But I mean, we had
That's how you control the border.
one of the countries in South America just said, "Fuck it," and rounded all these people up.
Salvador.
But unfortunately, more than likely, that's until it turns into something bigger, that's not going to be able to be done here in the United States.
Well, here's one of the problems as well. Cuba did this to us during the Mariel boat lift in 1980.
They sent all their criminals. Yep.
If Salvador gets a wild hair, they can take all of these guys you see sitting here in these cages and say, you know, we're crowded in these prisons. We're just going to send you to the United States.
Yep.
Get out. Don't come back. You come back, we'll kill you.
Yep.
And they'll take that to heart, and they'll come set up shop. And they already have set up shop in L.A.
Correct.
Meanwhile, United States intelligence officials are terrified by a major national security risk. 8 individuals from Tajikistan, a war-ravaged country in Central Asia, northwest of Afghanistan, were arrested in Los Angeles, New York, and Philadelphia on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, 1 week ago. They were all charged with crimes related to illegal entry into the United States, and all of them have reported ties to ISIS-K. Again, ISIS-K is just a kind of a puppet organization. There are much worse organizations out there. Islamic State Khorasan province is a branch of the terror army that recently claimed responsibility for a March 22nd attack on a Moscow concert hall that killed 145 people and injured more than 550 others. The 8 men illegally crossed the U.S.-Mexico border over the last several months and were vetted by law enforcement before being released. They were vetted by law enforcement. Why do I keep saying ISIS is BS? So Pop and I both went through that whole period. I was in Asia. I didn't see any of the Middle East action, but he saw pretty much all of it. When it started, when ISIS kicked off around 2006, wasn't it?
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there is when they started showing up. They were really active, and they had a corridor, and they were trading Yazidi slaves. Remember that?
Hang on.
Yeah.
They were armed by certain alphabet agencies. That's the rumor.
Whoa.
That's the rumor. Just saying.
No, they weren't carrying carbines and any of those.
No.
Now, here's the thing. When we pulled out of Afghanistan, it was like a light switch. All of that activity stopped. When's the last time you saw any of that activity?
It's not really. It happens all the time over there, but we haven't heard about it.
Yeah.
You have to actually go on Al Jazeera to actually get any of that information, because all of our media is owned by 6 corporations. And they're not going to tell you what really is going on out there. They're just piping in elevator music to keep you complacent and a useful idiot for the time being.
These bad guys still exist, and they're still here in the United States of America, but they're not carrying out operations because most of the time, with a handful of exceptions, they're fairly low IQ. And fairly low IQ armies and we've talked about this before, they're circle walkers. They need somebody to herd them and direct them.
Here's another thing.
Yeah.
If you think that the alphabet agencies don't know who these people are, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yes.
Because I saw
100% correct.
that network of cell phones for Antifa. They could easily do the same thing for anyone. They probably have.
I've worked on them.
Yes, they probably have a link tree for everyone on my phone.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fine.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I got it. I mean, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just an old disgruntled grunt.
Yeah.
Talking shit on the internet.
Yeah.
Writing books, saving lives with comedy.
Just want to raise my chickens, man. I really just want to raise my chickens and be left the hell alone. It's literally all I want.
Yep.
So you've got all these terror guys in here, and they're really not that big of a deal compared to the Chinese laborer at an illegal cannabis farm in New Mexico that was shut down in 2020. Former workers at the plant filed a lawsuit against kingpins for alleged mistreatment. What? Chinese slave labor drug farms in the United States?
No!
How did that happen? For months, law enforcement officials across several states in the U.S. have sounded the alarm about the rising number of Chinese gang-run cannabis growing operations. I have seen Chinese in the Home Depot in my county buying materials to, build greenhouses. And lo and behold, they're all like 40-year-old Chinese males. No young people in sight, no women in sight, just these Chinese males that happen to be buying stuff. Greenhouse.
Yeah, whatever.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Oklahoma has shuttered some 1,000 marijuana farms since 2020, nearly all of them linked to Chinese organized crime rings. These groups, often known as triads, no, that's what they're called. They're called triads. A loose term to describe notorious criminal syndicates with deep roots in East Asia. No, they're called triads. Some are believed to cooperate with Chinese Communist Party officials in Beijing. No, they are known to cooperate with the CCP.
They also, they're in Taiwan. They operate out of
not as easily,
but they're there.
I know they're there. I know 14K. I know White Tiger. I know the Hatchets. A bunch of different ones of them. But we know who all of these people are.
Yes,
they operate in other areas as well.
Yeah.
Hundreds of properties in Maine have investigated as Chinese migrant gang-run pot farms, and these operations have sprung up across the country in California, New Mexico, Washington State, and Michigan. These farms depend on trafficking forced labor from Chinese migrants who have flowed up through Central America into Mexico in the recent years. At least 37,000 Chinese people have reportedly entered the United States through Texas in 2023 alone. Now, Michael Yan has reported on this on his own podcasts, and he has seen the camps of Chinese military-aged males behaving like camps of military-aged males.
All right.
Michael Yan has already reported on this multiple times. Those are the ones that are coming into the country. So there's probably 4 groups. There are the triads, the gangsters. There are the workers that they're bringing in because they'll want their own workers. The Chinese like to have their own workers.
Well, they have to. They don't like anyone asking questions. You can't really say no.
Yep.
So
they're much easier to control.
Yeah.
Because of their own people. And those people don't have anywhere to run now. Group 3, the military-age males. Those are your regulars. Group 4, I may or may not recently have heard rumors of Chinese SOF training Antifa to shoot at ranges in Tennessee.
Well, I know that there's a lot of backdoor training going on at airsoft ranges and what have you. Paintball. I mean, I used to train my own soldiers before I'd send them overseas.
We used paintball.
At paintball, yeah.
We used paintball all the time for training. It was great.
Well, here's a funny story. I know we're going off. We're almost towards the end here. But I remember I took my company to a paintball range, and there's a bunch of young kids. I think there was like 40 of these kids between 16 and 19. And the guy who owned the range is like, oh, those guys will tear you up. And I'm like, yeah, let's see what we could do. I had a bunch of like 30-year-old guys and a couple women and whatever. And just using basic fire and maneuver tactics, we wiped them out.
Yeah.
It was funny as hell.
The pro paintballers?
Yes.
Those are a lot of fun. Santa Cruz, when I was at Monterey, we took Alpha and Charlie Company had a rivalry. So one morning on a Saturday, we loaded onto the blue buses and
Ah.
went up to the mountains and fell out of the buses. It's like 7:00 in the morning. We got cases of MREs and,
Usual stuff.
boxes of water and all that stuff. We're all standing in formation, filling out the paperwork, and the civilians start to show up. And they're like rubbernecking at the formations of troops. They're like, oh, we get to get to play against real army guys. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Nope.
And the first game we played was a force on force. And we just went through them. And they're like, that's no fun. We're like, yeah, we figured. So we put them together with us, and we did the same thing you were talking about. And they actually ended up having a lot of fun. We did a couple of games of rescue the president, capture the flag, stuff like that. And they ended up having a ball.
Yeah.
But it was really, really good training because we got to actually get into firefights with civilians in the way.
Yeah.
And when we got back and did the AARs, we're like, oh, we just accidentally had really good training. Oh.
All right, let's
Total
get
accident. Yeah.
We're almost at the drop off point. Let's get through these other two.
Okay. So these Chinese coming across the border, this is a really, really serious threat. This one is on the arrest of the Tajikistanis. I honestly don't think that this is as much of a threat as the Chinese gangs, because the Chinese gangs are mechanical killers.
Yes.
They don't need a reason. If you get in their way, if you are somewhere they don't want you to be, if you see something they don't want you to see, they're just going to whack you.
Correct.
And walk away from the body. These guys, these ISIS guys, tend to have a purpose. They tend to have some sort of a mission.
It's usually religious.
So it's usually religious, and their targets are going to be a lot more specific. But all of this is now in
it's our problem now because it's inside this country.
We've got the border flood. We've got our food supplies being screwed with. Every one of our politicians is corrupt. Our entire federal government is in the pocket of the WEF, and a lot of our state governments are in the pockets of the WEF. Go over that list again. Let's see what we touched on.
Corrupt government, prosecutor, judges, police.
Yep, check.
Destruction of the family.
Check. We didn't cover that one, but we really should do a whole show on that.
Yep. They destroyed our education system.
Yep.
By federalizing it.
Yes.
We're from the government. We're here to help.
Yep.
Growth of liberals, useful idiots.
Yes.
So this is why this is happening. We have so many people looking the other way.
Yeah.
They're useful idiots. Multi-tier justice system that's going after a former president.
We just saw that.
Food plants destruction.
Yep.
Going after farms and food production for environmental reasons.
Yes.
COVID pandemic, which they're going to try to do the H1N1 thing next. Vax mandates. Stolen election. Media equals propaganda. China-Taiwan situation. Ukraine-Russia situation. Invasion of immigrants. We just covered that. Inflation to destroy the economy. And there you go. We're fucked. Royally.
Or we need to start doing something about it.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be violent.
No.
If enough people just show up at the Capitol and just protest.
Yeah.
It's one thing if it's 1,000 people. It is completely unimaginable if it's 1 million people.
So when the lockdowns happened in Michigan, I believe it was 2021, and Whitmer wanted to prosecute a barber in Sheboygan for daring to open his shop and cut hair.
Yep.
Thousands of people showed up at the Capitol building. Many of them were armed, and everybody was getting free haircuts in front of the Capitol. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there?
Yeah. Me and Blake went up there. We were there twice.
Yeah. So I saw the video of when the people actually entered the Capitol and were in the gallery, and the politicians were still down on the legislative floor.
Oh, we didn't go in the building. We were back interviewing people. So, yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
I don't mean to mess up your flow. Yeah,
that's all right.
Going.
Yeah. Anyway, they're down on the legislative floor, and I looked at those tapes, and I saw something that I had seen before. The faces on the legislators were pure fear.
Correct.
And it wasn't because those people were armed. Everybody in Michigan is armed. Half of the legislators on the floor were probably armed.
Yeah, probably.
I know legislators, and I know legislators who carry.
Yeah.
Both openly and concealed. What they were afraid of is the people had figured out that they could walk into the Capitol building. Now they're trying to make that illegal. To walk into the Capitol building when there's a session in session. The people had walked into the Capitol building. Now all the people had to do was figure out that they could take those totally normal people that they had hired to do a job, grab them by the ear, take them out to the curb and say, "You're fired."
Yeah.
That was what they were afraid of.
Yep.
Those legislators are just people that we hired to do a job. And I could see it in their faces. I could see that. I know that look, that, oh my God, I've been found out. It's
Correct.
like a 5-year-old boy who's getting around and gets caught getting around by grandma. And now he knows he's screwed. It was that fear.
He's going to get a spanking.
Yeah. Here it comes.
Get my wooden spoon.
The shoe from nowhere.
All right, Jimmy, I think we covered this. So you want to start hitting super chats?
All right, we're all caught up there. Alrighty.
Oh, my ass.
That's
Sorry.
what she said.
That's okay. I'll be fine.
I did was jumping around the chats there. Pop, there is an email from someone that is wanting to get in touch with you and Goatbelly.
Okay. Goat Belly is kind of hard to get a hold of, but you can always get a hold of me, and then I could talk to him on a one-on-one.
Yep, this is
There's a reason why we're having bad transmission when he was on, because he lives in the sticks.
Yep. This comes from a Green Beret, I believe. Let me check his emails here, just to get you in touch. You'll see him, Pop. Says he has cancer. Wants to get put in contact with the Air Force guy you had on the channel.
All right, I have his whole protocol. I can email it to him.
Okay.
The whole anti-cancer protocol.
Yep, I will star those emails for you, Pop, so we can get there. There was also another one there from Donut Guard. He sent in a super chat there. That one is a Reddit thread, way too long to read.
Okay.
But, it is also there for your research there, Pop.
All right.
Jump over here to YouTube. Start over there. We got 589 over there with 384 likes, 348 likes.
Come on.
Oh, come on. It's just a like button. Just touch the button.
And subscribe, God damn it. If you're new here, subscribe.
Yeah.
There you go.
It helps. It
All
helps.
right, let's see here. We're starting off with Hell Yeah, America.
America.
Like the screen name. With $10 says, that fruitcake reminds me of the narration in the gun museum in the movie Demolition Man. I have a gun control policy. If there's a gun around, I want to be in control of it.
That's absolutely correct.
Yep. All righty. And it's got a Kenji 1090 with our first We're Not Worthy of the Night.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much.
And his comment here, every time some panty waist politician says, behind the bench, yes, I buy another box of Freedom Seeds or
There you go.
reloading components. Depends on current funds. Here, but a box. Cheers. There you go. And there's Donut Guard's $20 super chat. Sent you an email regarding a cyber attack that isn't getting as much attention as it should. Absolutely huge. 2.6 of US GDP at stake. Email titled CDK Outrage Cyber Attack. Love you guys. He didn't put no homo.
There's a rumor going around that somebody hacked the Fed, like the actual Fed itself. I haven't confirmed it yet, but
I'm sending you the email.
Okay.
Yep. I have heard that as well. But I'm just going to say this: if you say you love us, put a no homo at the end. Otherwise,
you are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Sorry.
There you go. Let's see. Got Sarku, the 5-headed Lord of Worms.
Okay.
Interesting name. $5. Says it doesn't matter who votes; it matters who counts the votes.
It's true.
Yep, that's a whole Stalin thing.
Yeah. Yep. That and of course, there's also rumors that may or may not be proven that illegals are allowed to vote in federal elections now in some states.
Yeah, that's horseshit.
I have heard rumors of that, and it is very likely that it is true.
Yes.
Yep. It's not like they're getting Social Security package with IDs and all that
exactly
handed to them. So, Let's see. HTRSP Supra with $20. Great show tonight, guys. Keep spreading the valuable information that you are. Sadly, our country is in a world of hurt. I hope this donation helps you all out.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Sarku coming back in with $20. The type of people who started wars across Europe over the centuries, those are the type of people running Europe and the U.S. today. Psychotics who can't even run their own lives. I'll be damned if they run mine.
Well, yeah. And for whatever reason, those narcissistic sociopaths always wind up at the top of the pecking order, and then
it's not for whatever reason. The problem is Western countries, and we're the only ones being targeted. All you have to do is look around. We have a tendency to play fair, so we allowed one of them in, and that one made his way to management eventually, where he fired 2 of us and hired 2 of his own.
Yep.
And they fired 2 of us each and hired 2 of their own each.
and so on.
And so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
I gotcha.
That's how they operate. They prey on our sense of fair play.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Let's see. Next one. Ascension! $5. Battle Dwarf. Inquiring minds want to know, what is cow tipping? I've heard both sides of this, with some saying cows can't tip over and others saying they can.
You can tip a sleeping cow. I know. I've done it, and I got shot in the ass for it. Yes, you can tip a cow.
Yeah.
They'll sleep standing up, and you just kind of sneak up on them and go, ah! And over they go, and they make a loud noise, and they get really angry at you, and then they get back up, and they're fine.
You might have to run.
But when you're like 13 years old, it's really funny.
Yeah.
And you only get to tip one because then the whole herd wakes up.
Yeah. I don't need
Watch
that.
the movie Tommy Boy.
Cow
There
tipping
isn't actually there is cow tipping is a thing. Let's see. Jam 3555 dropping a $50 donation. No comment on that one though, but here's one for you.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There you go. And Sean St. George here, our residential Alaskan specialist over here, dropping $9.99, says Alaska's capital is geographically segregated from 99% of the state. Only way in and out is sea or air. They know they can keep screwing us because no one will show up to inconvenience them.
For now.
Then again, they can't exactly run either.
That's right.
That is true.
Shut down those harbors and that one airstrip, and that's it.
That's it for them.
They have nowhere to go.
There you go. All right, let's see. We'll jump over to here to Rumble. I apologize to the chat there. It jumped on me, and I saw a few chats get deleted there, but I'll try to bring those back up. Maybe Battle Dwarf there has them saved up.
Saved
But,
what? What happened?
The chat jumped on me. I hit.
Chat jumps on Rumble.
Yeah, it jumped on me on my end. But we got 187 likes and 714 viewers.
Yeah, what the hell you doing?
Well, come on.
That is unacceptable, and I apologize to all the other platforms, but this is the Rumble punishment.
Likes immediately jumped to 196.
All right, so this is what we got here. We got $4 from MX Stilgar. Shalom, gentlemen. Sergeant Pop, please consider covering the circus oatmeal-brained Biden-controlled debate live on Thursday. Yeah, me and Blake are planning on covering that. Let's see. We got Sigmund MGTOW, $1. Smiley Face. MX Stilgar, 210 watching. Did you already cover this one?
I lost some here. I know somebody threw $1 at it. No, it looks like a bunch of our chat got smoked.
I have it on here, though. 200 watching at 759. Only 71 likes. Smash the thumbs up, you faggots. Words, not pop. My words, not pops.
There you go.
Sigmund MGTOW, who makes the judgment before hearing the facts is a folly unto himself. Didn't the father say she? I do not permit a woman to teach or have authority over men.
Bible quote.
That's why. Okay.
It's Bible quote.
We got Phantom thoughts for RFK Jr. Well, he's good interference.
Yeah.
Yep.
$31.88 a dollar pop. You also forgot the shut off of water to Idaho potato farms in order to transfer the water to cobalt mines that are now permitted to operate 24/7. That's fucked up. Let's see.
Alrighty, that's where I got the chat right there. That's where I'm at.
All right, so you can carry on.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and I also watched one video. Take it with a grain of salt on the internet. Take everything with a grain of salt. That if you look up who has some interests financially into that cobalt mine, don't be surprised when the trail leads back to people in Congress.
In China.
And China.
Yeah.
And China.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Jump up here. Shellback Studs. He's dropping a $50 donation here. All right.
Thank you.
Scroll up. We're not worthy.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah. And he says, this should cover one HDMI cable with Bidenflation. Hey,
Nice.
Pop.
Yeah.
Hey, Pop, sent you a care package a little while ago with some drinks. If you didn't receive it, I'll send it out another.
Actually, I need to go to the post office box. I'll probably do that this week.
It'd be a good idea if he's got drinks in there. You don't want those to go bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fan I am jumping in here with the dollar. What does the phrase Banana Republic mean, and where did it come from?
I forget which country it was, but this country exported bananas and at one point was upside down / underwater on loans. And in order to get out of that, it borrowed money from, I believe it was the United States, which put them in debt to the United States and basically under the control of the United States. I have to go back and look up which country it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was because it's been said so often, and I'm like you. I just can't remember.
Basically, a Banana Republic is a country that isn't in control of its own anything because it's owned by foreign interests.
Correct.
Yep. All righty. LE Card 1776. He's got a request.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Dang.
How does he do that? Never mind. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know, but I'm sure his wife is happy that he knows how to do
Double
that.
and triple tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. MGTOW Mando here. Oh, you son of a bitch. You bastard. Jimmy, try to sing this one. Okay. We had a little bird. Its name was Enza. We opened up the window and influenza.
That's
There
gay.
you go. You
Move on.
happy?
Wow.
Wow.
You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
I was just going to say that.
You
All right.
bastard. Mando loves to bust my balls, man. It is what
All right.
it is. What it is. I can take a joke. Let's see here. K-Note 72. He says, Steve, what's that honey flavored wheat beer you mentioned in the past stream?
It is not honey flavored wheat beer. It is half honey, half wheat beer, and it is called a Bragat. I believe it comes from the Norse-ish countries. B-R-A-G.
I want to try that.
I'll make some.
All right.
I'll make some. I'll make a keg.
All right. Cool.
And he finishes that with about to get into brewing. Going to start with mead, then move to Hefeweizen.
No, start with a beer. It is easier to understand it. Mead is just email me. Email Pop and
I'll send it to
kick
you.
it to me and I'll tell you how to do it.
Just put in the title mead and I'll
Mead
send it to you.
is easy and difficult at the same time because if you get the proportions wrong, it screws everything up and you just got to a bucket of syrup.
You got a
go.
bucket of dump out.
Yeah. And it's an expensive bucket of dump out, too.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Next one. Anonymous coming in with $2 says, when you understand the globalists and their banking cartel masters want to destroy the West and bring in world government, the chaos makes more sense. Read The Creature from Jekyll Island.
Yeah, everybody says.
I think
read
I
that book.
got that on the
You do
desk.
have it.
I got it right there on my library.
You do have it.
Yep. Let's see. Armed Ohio Heathen 92 with $20 says U.S. troops are actively importing rapists and criminals into our country. What the fuck? I'm really itching for a dynamic solution to this problem. I will never respect the uniform again if this is confirmed.
Right now, it's rumor control.
Right now, it's rumor control. You do not want two-way rifle ranges. We can't say this enough. You don't want a shooting war.
No.
You do not want that. I hope it does not come to that. I'm afraid that it could in areas, but do not ask for that thing.
Yeah, that's right. You're inviting all kinds of evil into your life.
Bad. It's very bad.
No one gets away unscathed.
Bad. Very bad.
Speaking of a bag of dicks, don't you have a bag of dicks right there beside you there, Steve?
I have a bag and a jar of dicks. Speaking of fucking shooting wars.
All right.
Well, while those two throw dicks at each other, I'm going to go ahead and read the next chat. Tantalum 180 here with $5. Assume malice before incompetence. In this day and age, the other version fails to apply. Still trying to find a spot in the country myself. The less people, the better. What's Thursday looking like, by the way?
Well, looks like we're going to be covering the debate. We're going to start at 8. We're going to do 1 hour of pregame, and then we're going to cover the debate. And that's it. And
So
we'll probably have to go to alt tech because I want to risk YouTube getting all pissed off at us. So,
well, it won't be YouTube. It'll be CNN that'll get pissed off.
And we're going to try to stream to like Twitter and some other platforms.
So, in other words, they're Tantalum. They're going to be master debating on Thursday. Let's see. Tantalum coming back with $2 says, rumor has it, triad flight in and out of Connecticut, Connecticut. Don't know how that. Ohio. Through Ohio. Through a small local airport. Been seeing almost MS-13 looking types, more and more too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it sure would be a shame if they happened to get on a Boeing and that Boeing just happened to, lose some parts.
Well, you never know when a diversity hire will strike.
It's true.
Yep. Let's see. Single for Life, he's got $10. Says the French had it right, had the right idea back in the 1600s. And,
Which
well,
takes a boat.
1600.
I hate that one. That was back when my hat was new.
Pop is the reason there is a phrase "white boy rhythm."
Yeah. Listen, you can see it when I used to fight, man. I had no rhythm. I'd just walk you down and I'd take punches.
That's fine.
That's the way it worked out.
Yep. Let's see. Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000 jumping in here. It says, Pop, question. Why does the government put all these gangs and cartels on terrorist watch list and make death squads to take them out?
Have you not been listening? Your government is not working for you any longer. They want those gangs here to disrupt your society and your community so that they can put in communism.
Yep.
Sorry.
And they'll hide it behind security.
Yep.
They'll hide it behind environmentalism.
Yep.
It's already hidden behind feminism.
Yep.
So come on. You know the deal.
Yep. If the government was legitimate and the government was actually interested in the welfare and security of the public, one, the border thing would have never happened to begin with. But two, if it did happen, all they would have to do is post public notices and issue bounties and authorize veterans to take up arms and bring these people in.
And it would happen.
And escort them to the border. It happened like that. It happened overnight.
Correct.
And three, the political the opposition political supporters wouldn't be labeled as terrorists.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yep.
Because if you're a Trump supporter, yeah, you are a terrorist to the DOJ and not an actual terrorist like what we're seeing with the illegals.
Right.
Invader Zims is what I call them.
Invader Zim.
Invader Zims. Let's see. Next one here. We got Barrett McMusing with $5. Great show tonight. Thanks.
Thanks, Barrett. See you tomorrow.
There you go. Let's see. M. Tyler 11 says, take an E, gents. Button Monkey. Make Pop sing. Well, we already made Pop sing, but you know what? Since you dropped a $50 note there, we'll drop to our knees this way.
Oh, God.
Praising.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Now
Thank you
issue
very much.
yourself a homo suspicion point.
I said phrasing. Come on, man. That should know.
All right. We'll let you slide this once.
All right.
Let's see. Alucard coming back in with $5. Pop, start befriending Bigfoot, and who knows, they can become hairy cavalry.
Nah.
I feel there's a creepy tone to that there
Yeah.
somewhere.
I don't. You know what? I don't want to mess with any of that shit. I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, I could like go into a haunted house and like film stuff, but I'm not communicating with it. I'm not touching a Ouija board. Not doing any of that shit. I certainly am not going to go after Bigfoot because if he does exist, he can rip my arms off and beat me to death with them.
There's werewolves in the UP.
Fuck that.
There's werewolves in the UP.
Yeah, I don't need that. I'm good.
Yeah, no thanks. And Alucard comes back again and says, or befriend the scary dog from hell.
There's the werewolves.
There you go. Tomahawk would come and win here with $10. Says, I said it here before. Start producing as much as your own food as possible and as you can. Gardens, chickens, rabbits, bees. They're engineering a famine.
That's correct.
Correct.
You are correct.
They are engineering a famine.
Yep.
Let's see, Digital Do here. $2. Pop, pick up your mail. I sent you stuff. How's your mom? We do
She's
really
home.
care. Oh, good.
My mother's at home now. Thank you.
There you go. It says, we really do care. Moms are the best, even when they aren't. I'm glad I spent the last 2 years of her life living with her parents after being laid off.
Okay. Yeah. I was just there today, so I usually go by there every day.
Oh, yeah. Good to hear Mama Pop's doing good. Let's see. Mando coming in here with $2 says that is a historical chant from the Spanish flu post World War I. Children would chant it while doing sidewalk games. Steve, I am surprised you do not remember that one.
Okay, my brain
I never
is.
heard that one. I never heard it.
My brain is cramping.
Well, we
Yeah,
did
the
come
one
out.
about-
I got to go back and look that one up, Mando. Because my brain is going in 16 different directions. I've got a really big thing coming up in the next couple of days, so my brain is kind of working double time and doing other things.
Hey, Jimmy,
Yes,
I
sir.
need a piss break, man. So
We need a piss break. All righty. Well, let's see here.
sorry, my squirrel bladder.
Squirrel bladder.
Got it.
I hate that one because Pop's not the only one in a wedding dress now. Oh, Billy, you beautiful bastard. No homo.
All right.
Let's see. Tantalum coming in here with $2. Crowder did a live call-in with Tim Pool over YouTubers' cooperation with CNN on his live show. Apparently, Crowder's crew got emailed. Take it for what you will be advised.
Yeah, we're going to probably follow a lot of the same precautions that they're using. I did see that today. Thank you, though.
Yep. And Single for Life follows it up. CNN told Tim Pool that he can live stream the debate.
As long as you live stream it from their YouTube feed, which is what we're probably going to do.
Yep, because that falls under fair use. See, MX Stilgar, $10. If you're up for a video, I don't think we'll be able to get to it, but this one's just over your limit at 3 minutes 10 seconds. Captain's discretion, of course. If you want to play or not, check email for subject Idaho water cutoff.
Let's save that one.
We'll save that one, but yeah.
All righty, let me jump into the email.
Thank you,
Let
MX.
me jump in the email here. Yep, there it is. Gerald Conway. That one is starred. We will save that one for a rainy day. Alrighty, I'll bring chat back open up here. Let's see here. Who's next here? Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000 come back in. Says, Pop, let's just my cordless hole puncher collection got bigger.
Yeah, well, we're all doing that.
Yeah.
Yep. If you guys have a 6.5 Creedmoor stash of Freedom Seeds, PSA may or may not be coming out with an AR platform.
Actually, they've had one for a while. So
I've got some Creed's Clearwater Revival.
Down on the river. How he in
carry on.
Mando, he says, what's the plan for the 4th of July week?
I have to get with Blake on that. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
But-
Oh, gosh. Thursday falls on the 4th of July.
Yeah. So we'll see what's up.
We'll do our Tuesday show still.
I believe we can still do Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to Blake. I don't know if we'll do 4th of July. It's still up in the air.
Right.
Want to do a 4th of July show on Tuesday?
We can figure something out.
Like historic military battles or something?
Something 4th of July-ish? Ish?
Yeah.
His history class with the battle.
Yeah, history class-ish stuff.
Ish.
I like that.
All right. Yeah.
I like that idea.
Okay.
See, MX Stilgar coming back again with $3 says, Pop, as a subject of survival training, I am sure that you know that if one eats nothing but rabbit, one will starve to death from lack of nutrients. Not that one should ever eat rodents anyway.
You miss out on a whole bunch of B vitamins and some critical minerals.
That is true to an extent.
Yeah. If they're farm raised, that doesn't apply. If they're wild, it does.
Yeah. If you eat nothing but rabbit to begin with, you're kind of freaking weird, because if you've got rabbit to eat, that means there are other things to eat in the vicinity.
Yeah.
And also, it's really easy to grow potatoes.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
See, Single Laugh come back and he says, sorry, he can't stream the live stream.
Okay.
So, not sure how that's gonna go down, but I will keep my eyes and ears on the ground, and if there's any updates, I'll send them your way, Pop, so that we can do that and not get our dick stepped on.
All right.
See, let's see, last one over here on Rumble here. We did have some more coming from over on the YouTube side. I'll jump back over there. Alicard says, Dwarf, a friend of mine lives near or in the Dogman Triangle.
I spent my summers there as a boy, so I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Sounds like a fun time. See,
It was great.
Jump back over to YouTube here, catch up on those ones. We got Mighty Mouse Malibu, $5. Doesn't Golden Corral get angry for tipping cows in the restaurant?
Wow. Damn.
Asking for a friend. Let's see. Our man with $20 says, here's $20 just for the hell of it. I have to catch your shows after you've made them lately. Been working a lot. Sad.
Yeah, that's fair.
Work
No problem, man. Let's see. Dark Knight with $9.99 says, stay tuned for the debate. They will have a double or for Joe Biden with a CIA face mask. That's why they need 7 days. His double is practicing.
I wouldn't be
I
shocked.
want to, and Trump is asking for a drug test.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Saw that.
Yes, the potato in chief needs 7 days for them to concoct a potion, if you will, to keep him awake, keep him vigilant, and keep him from shitting himself.
Oh, they're just going to train a CIA double.
You think so?
There you go. Who knows? Joe Biden's had so many faces over the years, so who knows? Oh, and his final request was one of these.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
Hate that woman.
I love it that I have just the tiny little cameras on you guys, and I can see you guys squirm.
Yeah,
It fills me with joy. Fills me with joy.
That part.
Yep.
right.
Our man coming back here with $5 says, I just got the book Cabbages and Kings because of this channel.
Outstanding.
All right.
Nice. There you go. Let's see. Sean St. George. Damn it, I wrote it wrong. Those who sacrifice liberty for safety deserve neither.
It's true.
I believe that's what, from Benjamin Franklin?
Benjamin Franklin, I believe. Yep.
That was a back-to-back fiver from him, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
$4.99.
Oh, yep, there it is. Okay. Yep. Skipped over that. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Pete 1999 says, that's the ringtone I have for you. VA team.
All right, Pete. Thank you so much, bro.
Is that Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Pete. What's up?
Nice. All right. Looks like we had Double check here.
Rumble chimed in with Mega Blaster 22 for $20. The rabbit thing is protein toxicity. The meat is almost devoid of fat. You have to eat the internal organs and find another source of fat. Les Stroud has an excellent Survivor Man episode on it. Yeah, that's true. But again, if you're only eating rabbit, things are weird.
And it's critically short on B1.
Yeah.
And you need that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Don't be like Elmer Fudd and only try to make rabbit stew, or should I say, wabbit stew?
Well, if you make proper rabbit stew, you get all of those things, though. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right. Let's move on to
Well,
MGTOW.
jump over here to MGTOW here. Let me bring up the real chat here. Make sure that we got the proper like to viewer proportions. I really don't want to play another Hillary, guys, or a Nancy.
Yeah.
I have enough problems getting to sleep.
The naked woman game on here is good.
Yeah. The taps is strong with the MGTOW chat. We got 39 viewers. We got 27 likes. I'll accept it. You guys live for now. MGTOW Ronan here with $5 says, here in California, Gavin Newsom's state is #1 in gun control, but #1 in active shooter incidents since 2023.
Yep.
And starting July 1st, all gun and ammo sales will have an additional 11% tax on top of already taxed on guns and ammo in California.
Yep.
Yep. But Gavin Newsom is too busy. Gavin Newsom is too busy trying to shit on red states and their decisions which have no effect on his state.
Yep.
Just saying. Let's see. Moisture Patrol. Moisture Patrol. That's an interesting name. Good garage band name.
Yeah. That would be a good garage band name.
Let's see. He's coming in with $25. That could never happen here. Pulls ahead of hold my beer for famous last words.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. Let's see. And Red Rocket, he's got 4 in a row here, each for $5. Their own parts. Let's see. First part 1. It's sad to see people abandon the idea of free speech in its entirety because they're cucks. Once a person murders someone, they lose their right to life. Free speech is the same way. When a person censors others, they lose their right to free speech. It's the idea of escalation, basic being a man shit. Free speech and the free marketplace of ideas only work when parties fight fair. Live and let live only works when all parties are willing to leave people alone.
That's not incorrect.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Cannot argue.
Let's see. Part 2. A decade ago, when the left started doxing and bullying people, they still do, the right should have done the same.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so badly that the left lobbied the government to ban all doxing. Unfortunately, we have these principal retards that believe we can't do that. Otherwise, we'll be just as bad as them.
That's that fair play thing.
It's not being as bad as them. It's fighting them by using their own rules against them. Yep. It's called fighting fair. Being as bad as them is the bare minimum for retaliation. Imagine if after Pearl Harbor, the U.S. didn't bomb Japan back or attack Japan at all because we'll be bad as they am.
Yeah, I got you. I'm not a high road guy.
No. There's
not
no
that guy.
point. If you push me to the point where I am forced to use violence, I am going to do really, really, really ugly things to you, and I'm capable of it.
You can only take the high road so far until you get to the edge of the cliff and you get pushed off of that. And you reach terminal velocity.
Yeah.
Correct.
I grew up with 72 first cousins and had my first martial arts class when I was 11. So
well, good for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Part 3 of Red Rocket here. Noticed how in my example, you didn't need to ban socialist speech to get the left to behave itself. All this leftist tyranny could have been stopped 10 years ago. All the right had to do was act like a community, solve their own problems, and not wait for the government. Unfortunately, trad cucks think the government is their daddy and genie. Censors should be censored. People who aren't mature enough for live and let live deserve to be oppressed. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to see anyone get oppressed. So
yep.
Just quit being
quit being stupid. And his final part here, to be fair, to these people, free speech can't work in a democracy. It can only work in a republic. We are a republic, constitutional republic.
That's right.
Also to censor the censors, sometimes you must use the government. If communists get too violent, the ideology needs to get banned outright, just like it was in Romania. If there's an existential war, don't let your enemies spread their propaganda to your soldiers or people. If Puritans ban all the things you love, ban all the things they love.
Turnabout is fair play.
It's a true story.
All right.
Yep. And
May I ask a favor?
Yeah, what do you need?
May I ask a favor of our gentle listeners?
Okay.
Long narratives, send us emails. We do read them.
Yes, we do.
Let's be nice to everybody else in the chat. Try to keep it to a medium narrative in the chats.
Yeah, I spend about 2 hours a day responding to emails,
yeah,
and comments.
Yep.
So
I get to as many of them as I can.
And
I've
all
got
the ones that ask me, I forward them to you.
Yep.
So.
There you go. And Mungo Harry, he's got a GIF in here for us. It's rather nice one from I believe Child's Play, or not Child's Play, but Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
One of the Chucky movies.
All right.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. All right, here. Jumping. Yeah, stop sharing already. Let's see. MGTOW Ronan coming back in. Gavin Newsom, with the help of California Supreme Court, got anti-tax measure blocked from the November ballot. People are waking up, but Emperor Newsom is digging in and is outright fucking over the residents. Last week, a 75-year-old homeowner shot and killed some home intruders. He got arrested for attempted murder. Even though Cali has castle doctrine, commie DA just trying to find a reason to charge this old man.
Yep. And listen, that's only going to happen so many times before people say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not doing it.
Yep. And then you also had the case about the almost wheelchair-bound resident, I believe in his 70s, was being fined for not cleaning up the graffiti on his alleyway fence.
Huh.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Get out of California. It's a shithole.
Yeah.
Mountain Man 9395 coming in here with the last chat over on MGTOW says, Pop, what's a good site to what site is a good one to purchase body armor protection?
Oh. I'm going to be honest. I purchased a lot of mine off of eBay, and I mean, I've had good luck with it. I've tested a few of them. It is what it is. Usually I will pick up like old military IFAC systems and what have you off eBay. They're not that expensive. They work. It is what it is. There's a couple online that you can search for, but the name escapes me. Send me an email, redonkulas12@gmail.com. I have a bunch of links upstairs. I'll forward them to you.
A quick reference. I bought my plate carrier. It was a package plate carrier, level 3A plus soft armor and plates, 2 plates. And I also got a concealed carrier. That one doesn't have the armor in it. I have that in my plate carrier. I think I paid $1,200 for that from Safe Life Defense. I think that's what it's called.
Safe Light Defense, correct.
Yep, there you go.
But you get hit hard for the plates, though. They're very expensive.
Yeah, the plates are not cheap. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything else here. Jump back over to Rumble here. Scroll down. Yep, we got one more. MGTOW Mando here. If the debate is Thursday, does that make it half a thought Thursday?
I would think so. Yeah, I think we're there.
Not a full thought, just a half
thought.
Let's see. Dirty Pogue is asking, does Battle Dwarf have a channel? If so, where can I find it?
It is 26 actual on Rumble, all spelled out TWOSIX actual. I am not fully there yet. I'm just putting videos up to get it started. So there's something there when I do really hop out. But yeah, it's there. It's 26 actual. It's on Rumble.
There you go. Let's see. MX Stilgar coming back again with $3. If you cannot stream the debate video, how about you just watch it and comment? We can all just stream it in another window. Just saying.
Yeah,
there is that. That's a workaround.
It is a workaround.
Yeah, that is the workaround. But, all right, let's see. That looks like it catches us up over on Rumble there. We had one more coming over on YouTube here with R-Man, $10. I just received the first book titled The Citizen's Guide to Fifth Generational Warfare. Do you guys know anything about this book? And if you do, would it be something you would recommend?
I have not heard of it and I have not read it, but it sounds to me a lot like Asymmetrical Warfare, which the Army cooked up in 2005, 6-ish. And I have went to 3 different training sessions on asymmetrical warfare. And it's just a different form of unconventional warfare. That's it.
Yeah, they just put new names on it.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff.
Yep. There you go. All right, we'll jump over here to Odyssey. And again, I sent you some emails there. That's a screen name there. I did star the emails that you sent, so Pop can take a look at those. Hopefully we can get you all settled out there, good sir.
See that?
Caleb on with our only donation over on Odyssey, it looks like. I will do a quick refresh here just to make sure. Right. That looks like it is. Caleb on says that they count suicide and negligent discharges in that stat.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, people fuck around with tools. They fuck themselves up. It happens.
Yep.
Absolutely true.
It sucks.
All right, let's see here. Jump over to D-Live, see if anybody sent in some lemons. Does not look like it, but we got 8 viewers over there.
All right.
D-Live's been pretty sleepy the last couple of years.
Yeah. Like, I want to move over to like Twitter and that other one that you suggest.
Nice crew.
Yeah. And like if BitChute had live streaming, I'd live stream there.
Yeah.
But I don't, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yep. All right. And Twitch looks like it's rocking 12 over there. That's all right. All right. We'll jump over here to the emails here. Make sure we're not going to miss your guys' cash apps here. Yeah. First one over here, we got Matthew sent in $25. If it'll load, thank you very much. It says, y'all good people, stay safe.
Well, we'll try.
Yeah,
we'll try.
Absolutely. And Tony sent in $10. No comment on that one. Again, for the Cash App guys, before you send, hit send, there should be a prompt to put in a short message. Cash App doesn't like the long messages and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
and also, if you have an email that goes with the Cash App, make sure you put the subject of the email in the Cash App so we can find it.
Yep, absolutely. I will always keep my eyes peeled for emails that are wanting to be sent out and whatnot and want to be read by on or offline from Pop. But it does look like that covers the Cash Apps. Only had 2 in tonight. That's all right. No problem there.
One more on Rumble from White Line Fever 13. He sends $1 and says, "Is the salute in Camlo with spear you pop?"
What?
Not entirely sure what that means. Is the salute in Camlo with spear you pop?
I don't know what that is.
That's awesome.
That might have to be
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Elaborate.
Might have to be a Depop there sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens.
All righty. I think we are all caught up here. Let me just do one more quick run through.
All
I'm
right.
not going to do a run through like Popsax, allegedly.
Stop. We're getting sued, man.
I had to get one of those in there, man. All right. Let's see here. It does look like we are all caught up there.
All right.
Yep. We are all good to go.
All right.
Pop. Safety brief.
Shit's getting real. The next 6 months could quite possibly change the rest of your life. All right. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. Never works out for you. If you absolutely must fornicate, wear a condom. Take it with you or flush it down the toilet and watch it go down because fun and games can ensue. Child support's a real thing. Baby trapping is a real thing. And in my opinion, it's financial rape. That's just my opinion. Rack up, pack up, and stack up. There's safety in numbers. Maintain your situational awareness. It's one of the most valuable tools you have because if somebody is going to attack you, something in your environment will have changed, and it's up to you to see it. All right? And if you absolutely must engage in fisticuffs, run away first, and then avoid going to the ground because that is where you get stomped out and killed. Don't play around. Times are getting really crazy, and evil has been imported into this country. It is what it is. All right, that's all.
Any wise words from the battle dwarf?
Cannot impress enough the importance of being able to get food, water, shelter, and safety for your families and your loved ones. Shit is getting weird. So make sure you can do those 4 things: food, water, shelter, and safety. It is I think we're in the find out of times.
Yes,
We
we
have
are
gone through the
rapidly
fuck around.
approaching.
Yeah. We have gone through the fuck around of times, and we are at the find out of times.
Yes.
Yep.
I think you're correct.
And well, I don't have any wise words to piggyback off of those, but let's just say if she doesn't give you the Haktua, don't talk to her.
Yeah.
Take it easy, everybody.
Take it easy.